that's a good team. They're talented. We win, play our best, but you gotta give them a lot of credit. They came out ready to play. I'm not so sure we did at the beginning of the game. Dylan Harper's really talented. Ace Bailey's super talented in the first half. We didn't have a very good answer for him. These two guys next to me are two best defenders for Ace for sure with the size on them. We got some foul trouble. Jarin had too early. Derrion got in foul trouble. So we didn't have very good answers for him. And then we had no answer at all for Dylan Harper the entire game. So we got to figure our defense out. We're not where we need to be defensively. Really disappointed in it, but they're talented too. So those guys are going to cause some problems with some other teams. But we got to do a better job. And then our turnovers are a major issue. They scored 23 points off our 20 turnovers. That's way too many for having a skilled, talented team that's supposed to be a good offensive team. We didn't take care of the ball very well tonight. So give Rutgers a lot of credit for their physicality. They got into us. They caused the turnovers. They're a well-coached team. They're physical. They know what they're doing. We were in a dogfight, and we were fortunate that we got enough stops late, and we went to the offensive glass. Hard enough. We doubled them up on second chance points, 18-9. That's really where we won the game. So, and Mo Diabate, ends up with 5 whole boards. Our team ends up with 16. Nobody else had more than 2. So it was Mo, and then it was kind of by group effort from there. So, kind of second game in a row where we've won a game on some toughness and rebounding, and we will get our offense figured out. We're not going to stop turning the ball over 20 times. We will get our defense figured out, and hopefully we keep the rebounding up the level it's been these last 2 games.
Questions for players?
You have microphones, so if you want to please raise your hand, we'll get them to you.
Dave, you obviously seen a lot of really talented freshmen. What's your assessment of both Dylan and Ace compared to maybe what you expected coming into this game?
Yeah, we've had it up ourselves. These guys are up there. Like at Ace, maybe the best mid-range shot maker I've seen. He just kind of rises up over guys, the floaters with the touch. He's tough. We didn't do a great job. We needed more size on him. I thought Derrion did a pretty good job on him. So he's a guy that if you don't have size on him, he's just shooting over 6'2", 6'3", 6'4" guards. He's gonna cause some problems. We thought that going in, and Derrion's got to stay out of foul trouble because he's turning into an elite defender for us. And then Dylan, he gets to the rim pretty much whenever he wants. We didn't have anybody that could stay in front of him in ball screens. We didn't do a very good job. He's got some force, some physicality, some strength coming downhill. So if you're kind of in your drop, he comes downhill with some force and puts some pressure on it. At the rim, they didn't take very many threes. I think Ace was 1 for 3 and Dylan 0 for 3. So they didn't take a lot, but Dylan got to the rim whenever he wanted. He also got to the free throw line. He creates contact a lot with his size. And he makes them shoot elite level scores, go to the free throw line, make their free throws. He's 15 and 16 at the line. So, those two are really good. They'll both be high draft picks, I'm sure. I thought Dylan really commanded the game in the second half and really kept them in there most of the second half.
Question for player, go ahead.
Reid, one of the players, William Harris from the Associated Press. You guys fall behind 5 in the first half. The bench outscores their bench 15-5, and in the second half, you outscored them. The bench 23-1. How much of an emphasis do you guys feel it in terms of the reserves needing to play a big role on this team?
Or Derrion?
I feel like with our team, it's always next man up, gotta be ready. So if you're on the bench starting, it don't matter, just be ready for that when you call it up. When it's your time to step up to guard the player, whoever's in front of you. You gotta step up to the call.
Yeah, I just feel like there's bringing energy on the bench. And the starters also just help instill confidence in our bench. Just coming out the game, they talk to us and just help hype us up. So I just feel like, as a team, we're just good at that.
Nate, this is one of the best offensive teams in America that you have, but you've had a couple of these scoring droughts in multiple games. What's the solution?
One is we got to take care of the ball. It's hard to score when you turn it over. So turnover is the biggest issue. The second thing is, when we're not playing fast and teams turn us into a half-court team, we gotta be able to execute some things, set screens, learn how to create the advantages. Sometimes we spend a lot of time on teaching our guys conceptual basketball, how to play it kind of in the flow, how to attack different coverages in the flow. We've got to do a better job working on our execution, some dead balls, or if like we're in a drought, we need to be able to call a set. We haven't done a very good job executing stuff that we've run. So it's like some of our guys that are tough guys that are impacting winning in a lot of other ways aren't necessarily great execution guys. Some are better execution guys need to get better on defense, rebounding, impact in the game in that way. So right now we got to do better on both. We got to get the tough blue collar guys better at executing some stuff and getting some of our shooters open that are in. And then we got to get some of the other guys that are better scorers playing a little bit more blue collar and impact and winning in other ways other than scoring, so that we can maybe have a little bit more than we currently have right now.
Again, for players, anything else? Go ahead.
Yeah, Derrion or Jarin, you guys have played one of the toughest schedules to start in the first month here. Several ranked teams. Rutgers was just 25th last week. As much as critical as coach is being right now, are you taking positives and learning lessons from what you've done against some very tough opponents?
Yes, I feel like we learn more every game. Just if we see different coverages, different ways they guard us, so we learn more stuff on offense and how we can get better every game. And he stacked our schedule for a reason. He had trust in us, so we just gotta step the calm.
Yeah, earlier in the season, I feel like our team wasn't doing the best in the under 12 when there's 12 minutes left in the game. I feel like we've been better. We've been learning from that. So yeah, those tougher opponents earlier on in the season help teach us to be strong and mentally tough and continue fighting throughout the entire game.
Thanks, Jarin. Thanks, Derrion. You guys are good. Start with Kev over here, the coach.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people maybe overlook Mo in the preseason impact he's made the last two games. What does he bring to your team?
I mean, I don't know what we try to embody in the blue collar mentality that we try to preach. We obviously play fast, throw a lot of points, but try to build the base of what we do around some blue collar mentality, and he's been the best at it. I mean, grade out blue collar points, we call him. He's won the hard at the last two games. He's a ridiculous amount of them, to be honest with you. I mean, he's making bets with his teammates as to whether he's going to win it. Most of them be smart not to bet him anymore because he's going to win it about every night. I mean, he gets the offensive boards. He gets offensive boards from the free throw line. He gets them everywhere. He's finishing the rim. He's 6 for 6 at the free throw line. I tell the guys, when you're locked in, you're locked in. I think he's locked into making winning plays. When you're locked in, you just go to the free throw line, you step up, you make the free throws. He's a guy that struggled with the free throw line a little bit, but he's been really locked in. It's just what we need to win. He's just making big plays. I mean, he had a couple big blocks. I think 3 big blocks yesterday, 2 big blocks tonight. He's just looking to where can I make an impact. He had another block. They called a foul on somebody else tonight that he ended up blocking over the top. He's figuring out ways to impact winning outside of just scoring the basketball, and then ends up scoring it because he finds ways to get to the rim, get some dunks, get some tough buckets at the rim. So I think 3 games ago, he took more threes than he had rebounds. We told him it's not a recipe for you playing. And we said, that can't happen again. I don't mind if he shoots a wide open catch and shoot strength 3. He's been working on his shot. He's got to really focus on the stuff that he's great at. Offensive rebounding, defensive rebounding, getting stops, making blocks, getting deflections. The steal he had, when we blitzed him in the ball screen was a big play because we weren't getting stops, and we kind of went to where we had to blitz him. First time we kind of tried to blitz Dylan the ball screen, he makes a big play, making a read on the backside. So he makes big plays. He's tough. He's got the best attitude. I mean, even when he doesn't play very many minutes, the best teammate ever. He's a guy that, as a head coach, you want to find more minutes for him because his attitude's been so great ever since he's been here. And shoot, it's helping us win games right now. He's stupid not to find the minutes the way he's playing.
Nate, how much do you think Youngblood will help you when you get him back defensively, and would you have had him on Dylan, I think?
I would sure hope so. He's big, strong, tough. He's got the right mindset. He's all about winning. You know, is he quick enough to stay in front of the guy? We'll see, but mentally he's gonna want to. And he's not gonna be happy if he's getting beat. I mean, he's one of the most competitive kids I've ever coached in my life. There's a reason he was a player of the year in a really good league last year. And he can make shots and he doesn't turn the ball over. We gotta quit turning the ball over. Our guards gotta stop turning the ball. We gotta get some guys that play up two ways, defense and offense, and on offense, take care of the ball and not turn it over. And I think he can be that for us. So hopefully his recovery comes quick and we get him back here pretty quick.
Last two, CJ and then Brian, real quick.
What do you think is the right way to ball screen coverage against Dylan? You trying to play?
I don't have a good answer on that one because honestly, you drop, he comes down with some force, you blitz him. I've seen other teams blitz him and he actually makes all the right reads. I mean, he's a willing passer. He's an NBA point guard. So probably the best way, to be honest with you, is you switch him and you gotta have 5 guys in there that can actually guard him. Because if you got somebody that can't guard him, they're just gonna hunt the switch. So, we had Sears with 4 fouls and Sears is a big deal. Our team, he goes out, I think they went on a 10-3 run, like 2.5 minutes when he went out of the game. We had to get him back in. As soon as he goes in, we go on a 7-0 run, but they're trying to hunt him a little bit on the ball screen. So honestly, the best way is probably to switch him, but you gotta have 5 guys that can guard him in there that can switch him. So I don't know how many college programs are gonna have 5 guys that can guard him that way.
Last one, Brian.
I know you guys have played a lot of good teams this year already, last year as well. How does Rutgers measure up against those teams, and do you see them being a team that can compete at the highest level, go deep in the tournament, make some noise this
They
season?
play like they did tonight. They're one of the better teams in the country. I mean, they got 2 of the most talented players regardless of class. And we can talk about 2 talented freshmen, but they're talented freshman and senior. It doesn't matter. So, and they've got some other guys that understand their role. They put some pressure on our defense. Our defense didn't look very good tonight. So, based on what I saw tonight, they should be pretty good. So, I think, I told our guys we're going to see a lot different team than what showed up at Kennesaw. They're young. I don't want to speak for them, so I don't know what the deal was going to that game, but sometimes some younger kids that have experience plenty need to understand that there's a lot of really good college basketball players at all levels. When, I told our team we're going to see a much better team than that, and we did. There's a team that easily could have beat us tonight if a few things didn't go our way when we needed it too late. So I see them competing in the Big Ten. I think they're going to win some big games. I think the more experience those young guys can get early, and the more tournament to sophomores, because they played so many minutes, the better off they're going to be here shortly. So a lot of respect for them. They do a great job. They played us tough. They put a lot of pressure on us. We got a lot to learn after that game. So they exposed some stuff we got to get better at.
Thank you, Coach.